good, y'all? You know, your life is about you elevating. So right now, the season you want to focus on is building your life up, in all realms or aspects, physically, spiritually, and mentally, y'all. The first thing you want to get grounded though is your mental, your clarity. Life is gonna seem so, it might seem hard for you, or it might seem, undeniably, painful for you to transform if your mental space and it ain't pinpointed. So the best thing to do, family, is just protect your mind and protect your energy, y'all. You have a light bulb. Most people don't. The world is ran in darkness, y'all. But you get the world light because you are shining, right? And that's why it is important to protect your light right now, family. Because if your mental ain't, tamed, or you're not thinking pure and clearly, what's gonna be hard for you to get through, especially when you're moving in this life. The season is, building right now, y'all. So build your life up, We all start at the bottom, but we rise, It's gonna take a while, but that's why you must focus on what you are good at, because the enemy, he can, use you or try to block you from your blessings if you are thinking ahead, or if you're overthinking, or if you're thinking about shit that you can't control, y'all. That's how the enemy controls you, because he tries to get you to doubt yourself. So the best thing that I can tell you, family, to protect your mental and to protect, you spiritually wise, is to stay present, y'all. Become present in the moment, so nothing can get to you, because in the mental, right, in the realms of the mental mind, y'all, that can be your biggest opponent, y'all, especially if you're not grounded. But if you think about it, y'all, when you're present, ain't nobody fucking with you. It's just you versus yourself, y'all, and you get to thinking too much. So when you build your life up, family, you want to work out, especially on the mental, just like you work out physically, y'all. You want to protect your mind, because that's the gateway to your energy, y'all. Your mind is decided by the actions you make daily. And if you don't protect your mind, you're gonna make decisions that you wish you didn't make, family. And from my experience, that's just what happened to me. That's what I'm trying to remind your family, that while you are building, you want to protect your mental and especially your spiritual body, because you are glowing, y'all. If you watch my channel, you have a light, y'all, or you are trying to glow. That's a good thing, because that's your energetic currency, y'all. Money is a tool outside of you. The energy that's within you, y'all, is for you. That's your currency, literally, y'all, because the energy is deciding depending on what you're gonna do, y'all. If someone has no energy, y'all, they ain't gonna go do nothing, because they ain't gonna have the energy to get the fuck up. That's not for you though, because you're trying to take your life by the hands, y'all, and do things that everybody else ain't trying to do. And that's why you are a different being from the rest of the world. You were sent down here, y'all, to bring the light upon the ones with no light. So yes, they gonna overlook you, but they also gonna have you in their minds when you might not be, thinking about it, because you're unforgettable and undeniable, y'all. And if you don't believe me, y'all, or question your reality around y'all, if you have that light, watch as people start trying to mimic you. They're going to try to, walk how you walk, talk how you talk, or they just might want to be around, your vicinity, because your light, y'all, it helps their darkness. Or, since you're secure and they see that energetically, y'all, they want to try to secure themselves. But it's not so easily accessible, y'all, because you can't just steal someone else's light, y'all, without putting in that work. And the universe is going to show you. And that's why they're reminding you to protect your light, family. You might look at it like as you are glowing and you are better than the rest, but no, you just got discipline, and you really care about your energy. That's why you don't let it go, chosen one. But the Most High is reminding you to use that energy that you have now and to build your reality up, y'all. Anything you want, it can happen as long as you speak it into fruition, then you put the action down behind it, yo. A lot of people, they don't get how easy this is because they don't have the energy to take the action upon their life, yo, to change it. There's a lot of people who want to steal your glow, or they want to steal, your purpose from you. And the only way they can do that is by getting your energy extracted from you, or getting you to doubt your potential, family. Because if you think about it, you're the only one that can, stop what you are doing. That's why it's important to go within. Because once you go within, y'all, what you see from an internal point of view is what the external can no longer serve, y'all. When you go out in this world, y'all, you are surrounded by external things, external beings, just the reality of the world you are living from a human experience, or from, we're back at it again, y'all. But yes, when you go outside and have, experiences with people, y'all, or you just go out and explore things externally, that can only, persuade you so much into doing other things that you like or enjoy. But you also find the worldly in things, because there's going to be people tempting you to do things that you don't want to do. That's the worldly, y'all. That's just, what happens when you experience new things around you. Those people can try to doubt you and try to, get you to forget who you are. But once you go within yourself, y'all, you realize that nothing can contradict myself or my reality, because my power is what relies in my belief. If you started something for a reason, that's because you see yourself doing it and you believe that you could do it, right? So why, what anyone else thinks about you should stop you? Fuck no. They're only putting their insecurities on you, and you can see that if you are someone like myself who has the energy, because you were once like them, y'all. Sending negative energy to other beings. But I bring this up because in the season of you building, y'all, that's what's gonna happen. If you are especially working a job, or you gotta go out and go shop and go get groceries, y'all, you're gonna encounter people who are gonna be, staring at you, or just wanting to be around you because your light, y'all. They don't know what that is necessarily, but they feel it. And you might just see females around you, eyeing you down and shit like candy, and they want you to go talk to them. But if you're someone who's focused on themselves, you're not really gonna worry about it, y'all. You're gonna take it as a compliment, and you're gonna focus on self, because you're trying to build your kingdom up, y'all. Now that you're aware of your presence, y'all, you know how powerful that is. So you use that to the best of your advantages to make sure you become a successful being. It's gonna threaten the world, y'all. You're gonna threaten society when you step out, because everybody can't figure out why the fuck you're the only one that's stepping, from the crowd, y'all. While everybody's hanging around, you're away from them. But yet you're the one that everybody's questioning. A lot of people are going to highly favor you, and a lot of people are going to, try to study you and try to, get in your business. That's why this energy, it protects you, y'all, because you're not worried about outside illusions. You know already that's going to happen. But why people fuck with you is because you don't care. You have that sense of neediness, y'all. People feel that because you're so locked in on, what's to come, what you are giving your energy, family. So protect your mind, y'all, because it's gonna highly favor you. Once you realize that everything outside of y'all might try to get you to bait, either things to, access your energy, y'all, or to get you off your purpose. Once someone loses their energy, y'all, they not only lose that, they lose who they once thought they were, because they lose confidence, they lose that motivation, the lack of discipline starts to, form into their life, y'all, and you see it in people. That's why it is important to protect your mind before anything else, because if you could make decisions off of what you truly want to act out on, you're always going to make the right decision, family. But then protect, your physical body, y'all, because, your body is intelligent, y'all. You might not know that, but your body does. So if you build your light up, y'all, and you keep all that energy within you, well then that's when your aura develops, and that protects you from any psychic abilities or attacks, right? any psychic attacks that people send to you, or they try to fuck with you in the physical, speak negative over you, or they just try to, tempt you to doubt yourself, it's gonna backfire on them tenfold because you are aware of yourself, y'all, and the Most High has chose you, especially since you have chose yourself. You know, and a lot of people, they're choosing other things, or they're worrying about, things that make them feel fulfilled, y'all. In this matrix, y'all, you're creating, y'all. You're building, y'all. You're truly different from the world. You know that.